Good evening, friends and neighbors. Got a slightly delayed start. Gonna have a great evening tonight. This is the final mock draft live before the actual NFL draft, because next Thursday night, we're going to be live streaming, yes, but it's going to be about the actual draft. I'm really looking forward to it. Derrick will be one of my guests. Dan Harms will be with me. We will cover the entirety of the first round, the entirety of the second and third rounds. We might switch out a little bit so everybody can get a little bathroom break, coffee break, whatever they need. And then day 3, we're going to hop back in and out when the Chiefs are selecting so that you can have some live reaction as we go. And we'll tell you about the newest Chiefs players. I'm really looking forward to it. This is going to be an exercise in what the latest is tonight. This is going to be a fun one. Welcome to RGR Football. Hope you all are doing great. I am having a little bit of trouble here with the streaming site, so I can't see your comments right now. I am going to try to facilitate that. And what I will do is, if you are a super chatter and you want to support the channel, I greatly appreciate that. But go ahead and leave your comment or the pick that you want to have as we go through. I'm just going to have to go over and see if I can get on the RGR channel so I can see the comments that way. Otherwise, I think we're just going to have to persevere and get through what is tonight as it is, because there's a lot of different variables that we could be going through when we get into where the Chiefs are going to select. We're going to play around with the drafts. There was some news today that I think actually does really affect what we're going to see in terms of what the tackle need is anymore, because it's not what it used to be, according to what we saw from Brett Yaris, who I am going to try to talk to you here in the next few days and give you something special about specifically Lucas Niang. And Didi, I can see now that I just got into the chat here. Hopefully the chat will keep running. I do see over here on the other screen, I do see a couple of comments. Didi, you had a good point. Lucas doing left tackle drills is good to see, because I think that is looking at being as complacent as you can and doing as much as you can when you can. And if he can move over to left, I'll be really, really impressed. I know Mitch Schwartz feels like that's something that a lot of guys can do. I know there's a lot of guys that can't. And in my experience, it's been more failure than success and guys jumping over to the other side. But hey, it is what it is. And I will be pleasantly surprised if that is what happens. But that does change the need for what we're going to do in the mock draft tonight. And I think that's really what we have to pay attention to. So I'm going to bring this over here, change my windows up, and then we're going to get cutting, because I want you guys to have as much input as you can. Now, again, the super chatters, if you want to be throwing your opinion in there, I would love that. And I will continue to watch the chat as much as I can. And if you do super chat, please leave your pick, leave what you want to see, so that I can at least, I won't say I will pick everything for you tonight, but I will take into consideration quite a bit of what you guys are looking for. So as we get over here, I'm going to share my screen, and we are going to get into this mock draft for tonight. And that should be popping up right now. Okay, good. That part is working. I'm glad to see it. I don't know if we have Aaron Morrow in the house yet, but Aaron, if you are here, let me see it. Looks like YouTube did not send out the notifications. It's been an interesting week here on YouTube, so we're just going to go with it. I'll hide my bookmarks and try to give us as much real estate as I possibly can for the picks, etc., etc. We are the Chiefs. We are going to go through 7 rounds tonight. We are going to go through in a quick fashion so that we don't have to worry about getting things done. So once again, we are on the clock, and I do think that it is going to be important to be proactive if the Chiefs do feel that, despite what Lucas is doing, that they do need to go up and get a tackle. If they do feel like that, I think they have to be proactive and initiate a trade, not wait for one to fall to them. And so I am a little concerned about that. I see some questions. JC, Dan's not here tonight. He's got some family things. It'll just be me as per usual. Dan will definitely be riding with me though for the whole draft. So next Thursday night, he will be back. He may be able to do the Monday night with me too. I have Dane Brugler coming for you guys. We had a great conversation as well. Seth Kaiser's coming back for next week. I have a ton of people. We're going to pack as much as we can as we get ready for that draft. I hope you guys will dig it. And Seth's got a deal for you too. We just finished recording here a little bit ago, and I think that's going to be great. So it is Dan's birthday. So Dan's doing the family thing, and I hope that he has a great time. He will be back very, very soon. We don't have to worry about that. So that said, any other questions that I should hit before we get to this? 4 picks in the top 100. Okay, Doug. Yeah, I still like that plan. I don't know if it's going to happen in this first scenario. We'll try to do that in the second scenario for sure. Doug Kirk or Daniel Kirk, the T-Rexes. Yeah, it's a good reference. However, if you feel that a guy's got good enough hand usage, I think you can make an exception. And this is getting through. With a class that I think has its warts, like you said, a lot of short-arm guys in this one. I think the Chiefs generally like to stick with the 33.5 threshold. They may make an exception this year because of the need. So if you have a guy that can move, that can hand fight, and while he is at a disadvantage, maybe he can get you through for the next 4 years. Maybe that's how they go. Good. Aaron Morrow made it. I am glad to see it. JC, I am drinking tea still because of all the recordings I've been doing. I haven't had a chance to switch over. I'll do that here in a bit. It'll be fine. Let's see. RJ said we can't afford to miss out on the second wave of OTs. That's a very good point. Like, I think there's value in tiers 2 and 3, which I would call the second wave. We will definitely take a look at this. And the only precaution is you don't want to make a reach. So we want to get value, but we got to have somebody that can actually be functional and get on the field. And that's really what it's all about. And as much as I like offensive tackle play, I think what the Chiefs look for oftentimes drifts away from what I see as the best evaluation. So there's some smaller details that they tend to let their evaluation climb for because they like the way a guy does something. They like a nasty streak. They like a way a guy plays rotationally as well. Like, so when he gets his hands on, can he rotate shoulders and that kind of thing? That there are some strength issues there as well. Hunter Bible, thank you very much. I have not. If you guys would like and subscribe and hit the bell notification, I have a ton coming for you. We're probably going to have between 6 and 8 videos next week, as well as 4 live streams, including Monday night. I have my my draft board is dropping on Monday night. I'm going to tell you guys about it and give you the link on the Monday night Q&A stream. Then we'll break down that probably in the next 2 days. We'll get these guests on, and we're going to do all that. So if you are not subbed right now, you should go do that and click the bell because that'll tell you when things happen. It is definitely a piece that, as long as it's working, sometimes YouTube has some trouble with it. It always helps. Oh, see, I didn't realize that it hadn't sent any notifications. I knew some people weren't getting them. So, okay. Well, we're here. And so this is what I want to do. I don't think, even if Lucas Niang can play left and they're comfortable with that, I don't think it takes you out of the tackle market. So for this first one tonight, we're going to go ahead and we're going to act as though tackle's still the number one priority because Mike Remmers is the right now, unless you think Kyle Long is going to come in and play over there, or you think you can get Durant to be functional. But with Lucas Niang moving over to left, if that is the case, then right still needs some help and definitely depth. So I'm still going to act like that's priority number one. So, Aaron, I do want your board. We will talk about that offline as soon as possible. I'm looking to finish mine up by Saturday night so that I can have it prepped for download for everybody. And then we can do the same for yours and Dan's. And I think Danilo's going to try to do one as well. So we will get that done. As we look for trade craft here, I don't think the Chiefs are going to have the gumption to get up here with the Cardinals, who are looking to get up, and maybe whoever comes back to that spot wants to move back again. I think that's still a lot of cost to go up that far. So I'm still looking here at, the Jets at 23, the Jags at 25. I think that's somewhere the Chiefs can get. I don't think they can go up with Tennessee. I don't think they can go up with Indy. I don't think Chris Ballard's going to give the Chiefs an advantage by switching out with them. I think it could be Washington or Chicago. Maybe Miami, but we were here. Maybe Miami's moving out of that pick as well. And so like 18 is the highest that I think they can literally get to. So we can try that if you guys want. So let's see here. We'll try with the Miami Dolphins first. Let's see what they have in store. Can we go from 31 to 18? And what is it going to cost us? I'm guessing it's going to cost a third. They like a third. Will they take a fourth? It says they will. I don't know if that's true. They do have quite a number of picks stacked, so maybe that is true. Maybe we can get away with that. Maybe we could even get a 7 in return. I don't think we can get a 5, that's for sure. No. So let's send an offer and let's see what we get from the Dolphins. And they went for it. So we're going to be on the clock at 18. I think that's going to open up some things. My board is going to be a little bit different. You guys will get a glimpse of it and be able to download it probably Monday night. That's the plan right now. And you're going to find that I think Jenkins is actually a little bit higher for me than he is for a lot of people. So he would be the target here as the draft starts. And I'm just going to pause it to see what happens here, because we saw Sewell go at 5. And so far, so good, right? I don't know that Derrick is necessarily the next guy to go. On my board, it's not finalized yet, but right now on my board, he's not. Jenkins would be. So that's what we're looking for here, as we're now, the 11 is on the board, and we've moved to 18. So we have a few here. So let's see what happens. We'll let this roll, and we'll get to our pick. And lo and behold, we're getting a trade back offer. Let's see. We could trade back to our other place and get a 3rd round pick when we gave up a 4th. That's pretty good, actually. Let's see what else is out here. The Bears want to come up 2 spots. That is shocking. But hey, that does happen. And then the Bengals would like to move back. We're going to decline going all the way back to 38 right now. From 18 to 38 is a big drop. And okay, I did get a notification on a super chat. Let me get that before we execute this trade. Whiskey Bravo 85, thank you very much for your super chat. You do a great job trying to predict the actual draft. How about your least likely draft pick by position, including? Oh, that's a great question. I think they like Tommy. I think if they're going to sign another punter, it would be a UDFA. Harrison isn't going anywhere. I think they like Michael Burton. I could see QB, just because Chad Henne's getting a year older. Like the veteran thing is happening here. And I think they like to churn the bottom of the QB stack. So if they find a guy, like if Ian Book's available in the 7th round, I think they might do it. Who knows? It's a great question, Whiskey. I appreciate that. And Doug said, protect 15 all day long. I'm with you. I just want to see what this Dolphins thing might look like. So I'm going to go decline this other, because I don't want to go back for a 6th round. But if we could get, this would accomplish us basically from our pre-draft trade, going right back to where we were and having moved our 4th up into the top 100. And that could work. I'm going to counter it for right now, if it lets me. Or no, I'll just decline it. And it should let me. Okay, so this is the way it came out. And this is what I was hoping for, is we have Derrick and Jenkins both available. It's a difficult one because I don't have them separated by a lot. And the change to actually having a right tackle opening, if they really think that Lucas can go over to the left, that does change things, because now I think Jenkins jumps Derrick. It's tough. What do you guys think? Scott Mesa, odds on Atlanta takes Kyle Pitts. I think that's probably the pick. I don't know. My quarterback rankings are not the same as everybody else's. I think there's still a shot that they could go for it, but I think that is likely going to be Fields at that point. And I just don't know how they feel about him. I don't think the epilepsy is a big thing, but it could be. Let's see. Would you take Hamza, Nasir Dean, safety from Florida in the 3rd? Probably not. I think I have a 4th on him right now. McGrone is a 3rd. Yeah, McGrone might go in the 3rd. I think I have a 4th on him as well. Avery said Jacob's more of a fit for the Titans. in my opinion, than us. Personally, I feel Jenkins is much further down the tackle board. Okay, fair enough. That's fine. So in that case, do you guys think we should trade back with the Dolphins again and then pick up that extra top 100? Or do you want me to select? We'll take Derrick. Derrick or trade back. Let's see what you guys think in here. Hey, and thanks again, Doug. That's the second super chat from you. Appreciate that. Jenkins, Derrick. Avery, good point. I like Sam Mellinger late as well. That's the question, Patrick. Is Derrick really worth the value of moving up? We've done the move up, and it didn't cost us as much as I had concern. So, hey, you know what? We have 1 trade back, 2 trade back. Derrick. Man, you guys are just about split. Dang. We'll try the scenario again. I think I'll just take the tackle and be done. And then we'll trade back again. No, we're not going to get the situation. So let's do it. Let's go back and get our original pick back from the Dolphins. So 18. And give me your... Oh, but now they said they won't do it. That's what they just offered me. So maybe it really isn't even an option here, you guys, and we will end up taking Derrick anyway. That's funny that it offered and then it pulled it back. That's interesting. Okay, so looks like that isn't an option anymore. I didn't like any of the other trade offers, so Derrick becomes a Kansas City Chief, and you've done what you needed to do. Now, I think that allows Lucas to play on the right, and now you've got some depth. I think that does help you overall. I think it does put a bit more of a target on the guy. Like, they have to hit on that, but it doesn't preclude you from doing it. And I do think there could be another tackle in their future farther down the list. And maybe that's what we'll do. We'll make this first draft tonight, like the specific Patrick is the key all out, even if we overdraft in terms of like the number of selections for protecting him. Scott said Liam Eichenberg. Eichenberg's still in the mix. I'm sure he went here in the second. We can double check that. Leatherwood went at the top of the third. Barrymore. Okay, so we made our selection. Rashawn Slater went just before the Chiefs. We took Derrick, and then somebody came in, the Bears, 2 picks later, took Jenkins. Elijah Vera Tucker, who I think can play tackle in a pinch. I think we've seen that. He went after that. So there's still tackle depth here on this board right now. Sam Cosmi went mid-second. I think that's about the right spot for him. So that's good. And Eichenberg fell below him, so he went as well. And Brady Christensen fell below him. I actually think Christensen's probably going to be a 3rd round pick, not a 2nd, but hey, that's just me. So that said, looking at what we have on here, we have Jabril Cox, a linebacker you guys know that I like, and I think at 63, that's good value for him. That is definitely a selection that we can make. But we said this one's going to be about protecting Patrick. And so if they feel that, hey, their linebackers are what they are and they're going to go for it, who's here? So who is here is Quinn Miners, Jalen Mayfield, who's listed as tackle, but he will be a guard in the league. Josh Myers is here. That's stretching it for me. And then you have, the tier 3, tier 4 tackles in Carmen and Brown, who are some of the guys that in the 3rd round, if one of those guys is there, then you double that up and you've gotten yourself not only somebody can start or at least fight to start, and you have a backup in case either the switch doesn't work or somebody doesn't work out or you overestimate that. So if we're protecting Pat, I think it comes down to Mayfield, who's a guard, and there's tons of guards on this roster, and Miners. So for me, it's pretty easy. We're going to go Miners, and we're going to double that up. Now, Chris Clark, if you guys haven't been listening to Locked On Chiefs, I know iTunes has been down today, so maybe you didn't get a chance to hear it, but check it out because Chris Clark, my podcast partner on Locked On Chiefs, he really believes that this is kind of the scenario that the Chiefs are looking for, to double up at the offensive line, a tackle and a center that they can really move forward in the future with and make sure that Pat doesn't have to deal with anything like he did in the Super Bowl again. And I can't argue with that at all. As we get down here, we are now at 94. Benjamin St. Juice is a guy that I like. He went just before the Chiefs. Paulson Adebo, same thing. I like him in the 3rd round. He just went. Tyson Campbell, just a few picks before that. Spencer Round did go at 85. He was the guy that I was thinking in the 3rd round could be a nice selection. So now we have to get value. And so value, Janarius Robinson's pretty good. Quincy Roche, I think, is better. I would take him over Robinson right now. I think it's too early for safeties. And here's Hamza. I think it was Avery that was asking about that. I could make a stretch, but I don't think I'm going to for him right here. James Hudson is going to fall. I think he'll be available later in the next round. And the Chiefs do have 2 fourths, so I think we'll be okay there. There's going to be options. Twyman. So for me, it comes down to Roche. And I mean, who else could we really take here? We could go Hudson as that depth, but I don't think they would. So let's call it Roche or Robinson. Those are the value guys right here. Oh, Aaron, you want to know where Tremble is? Tremble must be gone. He climbed a little, man. Good for him. He's getting more there. Jake, I do like Trey Sermon. I don't think they can afford to spend a top 100 on him. Quite frankly, I don't think they'll have to. I think the injury and the late injury probably put them out of that. Andrew, I think Peyton Turner is already off the board. He should be a mid-3rd. Wow, they had him at 47. I don't think he went that high, but I'm sure he's gone. So I do like Peyton Turner quite a bit. And if he were available here in the 3rd, I think that's good value for him. I don't think I could take him with 63, but that's just me. So we have one Robinson. We have a Roche. We have a couple of McGrones. You guys really want McGrone, huh? Okay. Since we're doing the offensive line thing and you guys are in a McGrone, we'll go McGrone for you. I think they do need an edge, though, so we're going to look to come back to that and get that done. Let me set this back to all so I can pick the right guy. So this is going to be the People's Draft, and we will go with Cameron McGrone, Michigan Wolverine. He is now a Kansas City Chief. Scott Mesa, there are some guys that block pretty well. I'm still pretty high on the Ohio State tight end, Farrell. I think he's probably going to be a UDFA. He might go, in the late rounds, kind of like Bo Pete did last year. So there'll definitely be some options up there, you guys. Kansas City Chiefs said Robinson. I don't know why that hid your comment there. Sorry, bud. Forrestall doesn't impress me a ton there, Scott, but I don't know. Thank you, Doug. I appreciate you reminding me to say that. If you guys would hit the like, that would be great. It does help us and helps us get found. Okay, so why are we on the clock? Oh, because they want to get out of their pick. Why did we not pick our 136th pick, though? Or did we give that up? That's what it is. So they want to move back from 139. They want our 144, and they'll give us a 7th. I'll counter offer it and see what we can do. I'll give you a 7th. I want your 5th. No, that ain't going to happen, right? Because Bill's Bill. Bill knows value. What if I do that? What do you think of that, Bill? What do you think of that, Bill? All right, so I'm not so keen on the 7th round pick. So we're going to give both those up with the 144. And we'll go up, and we're going to get a 5th round out of it too. So we're going to have 3 stacked picks here at the end of the 5th. And I like that. I think there's good value there in the end of the 5th. Voodoo, very good point. I forgot about Jacob Harris. I think he's listed as a wide receiver in this draft machine. So I will check on that next. We're going to get this trade done first, though. Okay. And we immediately get another trade offer. At least I heard the bell. So I don't know if you guys can hear the audio that I hear from the board itself through the stream. If not, I'll have to fix that. What are your thoughts on Derrick Barnes? I think he's a good mover. A couple of guys that I've talked to really like him. I just don't know. I don't project him doing that well in the league. I think he's good at the level he's at. I don't see much upside in him. So that's just my take. I have not sat down to actually break his film down. He was not in my top 20 linebackers. So Let's see here. Kendra Green just went off the board. He's another center that I think you guys would like. He would be like the 4th round selection, just for future reference when we get back to that. So we're on the clock here at 139. Deo is clearly the guy that stands out to me. He's coming off of an injury, an Achilles, I believe, but he is really, really good when healthy. If we hadn't gone Quinn Miners before, Drew Dahlman is a guy down here that is a quality pick. He has the athleticism. Patrick, you're right. I was just about to say Osa. Osa's a nice interior defender. I really like his game. He's light. He's going to get pushed around. I think he can put some weight on and still be functional, though. So I would like to see that. David Moore's a good interior lineman. There's a bunch of interesting stuff here. But in terms of pure value, who has the highest grade from what I have seen, it is clearly Deo on film. So we're going to take the edge. And we're going to move down. Now, this is the little string that we just put the trade together. We're going to get those 3 picks, like within, I think, 7 or 8 total at the end of the 5th. So I think that's going to allow us to have the pick of like that bottom tier of developmental wide receiver, the bottom tier of the D-backs that can really play. And we're going to find some value here. And so in fact, so much so that the Giants want to come up. We're not going to let them do that. Doug's like, Forte, yeah, I'll try that next time, Doug. I will try to get the 4 picks in the top 100. Tyreek Hill, I like that you put it on there. I know you're not actually Tyreek Hill. Where do you think they draft a wide receiver? I think it could be 1. I think it could be 3. And I definitely think it'll be kind of this range here in the 5th. And Cole asked, not draft related, but the Chiefs jersey number proposal has been approved. Thoughts? I like it. I really don't care what Tom Brady thinks. I think he's a whining little baby that, it'll be harder for me to pick out numbers. I don't care. I think it makes the game more interesting. And quite frankly, I think it gives the players something that they like, and that helps build confidence and everything else. I think it's a fun aspect of it. Good for them. That said, I like Cade Johnson. I like him more than almost anybody is the problem. So we're not going to grab him here. If we haven't addressed it here, we will before it's over and done, because Anthony Schwartz is here. And I know I started this mock season picking Schwartz a lot. Now you're starting to hear people come around as to why. There are people that think he's going to go in the 2nd round now. I think that's a little rich. That's just my thing. But here in the 5th, he's definitely somebody that we want to have. And I'm just looking to see if there's anybody else that should get priority over him, just so like this one pick that the Bucks have in between us doesn't mess us over. I want to make sure that we don't let somebody slip through. So I am taking a look here. And I'm liking what I'm seeing. I think we are clear to do that. Now, I'm going to grab him while we can and take no chances. And we're going to decline that because I'm going to go back and see. Okay, they want Jaden Hawkins anyway. Okay, I was a little concerned that they're going to be looking for the same kind of thing. So here we are. We have Jamie and Sherwood, who I think can be certainly a special teams player, and I think can give you some snaps. I think Thomas Graham could play in the slot for you and allow LJ Sneed, Legarius to play outside. Cade's there. We addressed the slot receiver thing. Cade needs to play in the slot as well. So I'm going to give up on Cade. Now, Josh, who we've taken before, is there. I think he can play outside. I think he can play inside as well. Patrick Johnson is an interesting name at the edge, but we already took one, right? Yep, we took Deo. So we're in pretty good shape there. DeMar Hamlin did not really stand out to me on tape. I think Derrick Forrest stands out more to me than him. We also have Rashad Wildgoose, who is a developmental corner, but I think he's actually ahead where Bo Peep Keys was by this point. JC wants Fahoko, Sherwood. Okay, yep. Doug, I do think the wide receiver class is deep. I think the cornerback class is not deep, but I think it's fat in the middle with developmental guys. And so I think it's still a pretty good draft class for the corners. Let's see. Chris was just asking about coverage linebackers. At this point, I believe we have missed our opportunity. There is Nick Neiman. I believe he's Ben's brother. There's Patty Fisher, who is not much of a linebacker. He's Dan Sorensen's size. Those are the two that stand out to me. I will not draft or sign Tough Borland. Hilliard has like an injury history as long as my arm. That concerns me a little bit. Avery agrees with Dan Jeremiah that Damar was the best DB they had. Certainly when compared to Paris, that's for absolutely sure. But didn't say anything to me that like I need to go get him, or I think like he can. I don't think he can beat Armani Watts out is my thing. So maybe I'm wrong. If I am, more power to him. But he didn't stand out to me on tape as somebody that I think could push to make this roster. Jake, okay. Anybody else? No TEs that I think are worth doing anything. Let's take a look. Trey's here. He'll be a UDFA. Forrest, I'll be a UDFA. Wow. Noah Gray's evidently going to be a UDFA. I like Matt Bushman. I think he's a nice all-around tackle. He played with Kyle Wilson, so he understands the scrambling quarterback. He understands how to keep his head on swivel and be ready. I think he's going to be a UDFA. And like I said, I think Farrell will be too, although it looks like somebody drafted Farrell, so hey, more power to him. So we have 2 picks here on the board, and we got to get something done so that we can start over and run more scenarios. So let me know who you guys like. Shy Smith, Josh Adamorbe, Thomas Graham, Cornell Powell. Dan's really big on Cornell Powell. I think he's middle of the road for me. What do you guys think? Wallow. Andrew likes Wallow. TCU fan, huh? Talanoa, I don't know. I don't see as much movement skills there. That's my problem. Gary asked, do you like Ronnie Perkins, the edge from Oklahoma? I do at times. I think he's a little bit artificially inflated because of he got the better of Teven Jenkins once. I don't think that's enough to make me think like he can be a force. He reminds me of Damone Harris. I think he has a little bit more strength than he looks like he would. Definitely a developmental guy, but I see people say that he could be, high second round. I don't see that. So that's my thought on him. Okay, Avery's thumbs down on Powell. Stevie says Edamar Baby. I did that last time though, Steve. So let me take him out of there. Kansas City Chiefs. I don't know why it keeps bumping you. You must have done something. Let's see. Is Felton any value here? Felton. Who am I missing? I'm missing something. Oh, Demetric? I think Demetric proved with his testing that he is a running back, not a wide receiver. So I'm going to say no. So let's do this. Let's go with Sherwood to give us an option there in the back. And then we get to go again. Hamlin just went off. Bates, the tight end, went, and then Cade went. Okay, so this is going to be our last pick of this one. We can go wide receiver. We can go DB again. I would definitely go Wild Goose in this spot if it's me. Fajoko's the next Claypool. That's interesting, King Boss. I didn't see that on his film, but I will go back and check that. What are your thoughts on the CBs from Georgia in this draft? I think they're both second rounders. And I think Webb might be a day 3 guy. I don't think DJ Daniels got enough left in the tank. So I don't know that he gets drafted, but he might be a UDFA. Yeah. So let's get this done, and let's either go. I like Graham over Lenore. And then there's Wild Goose, right? Let's go Wild Goose and just get some speed. We need some special teamers. That's really what that comes down to. So this is what we did. Traded up, got Darrisaw in the first, covered the tackle spot. Whether it's right or left or whatever, we're covered now. Quinn Miners came back and got the interior guy that can be, quite frankly, can manhandle most guys at his level. And I think he'll have some trouble with some of the bigger bodied, like really explosive type nose tackles. But for the most part, I think he's ready to come in, and he can manhandle enough to get by as a rookie. And I think he will definitely grow into a pretty good player. Then we came back with McGrone to play the linebacker spot. Deo is hurt, but he is an edge guy that's got some oomph. He's got some power. I like his all-around game. He switched on me. We came back, and then we went special teams. Let's get some speed on the field. We went Anthony Schwartz, the fastest guy in this draft. He is Olympic speed, 4.27 official, whereas Eric Stokes' official was 4.31. So that's something to consider. Wild Goose came back with a great time. Jamie Sherwood is the guy that I think is an all-around safety that can maybe compete with Watts. And that's what I'm at that point on day 3. That's what I'm comparing with. Like, can you beat out Armani Watts? Jake, thumbs up for the mock. Appreciate that. And thanks for super chatting, Jake, as always. Next Thursday is going to be a blast. And Matt Derrick's going to be with me. Dan's going to be with me. And then we'll come back day 2 and we'll switch things up and we'll have guys kind of popping in and out. Might have Cody Rourke, might have Danilo, depending on timing, like all kinds of stuff. So I think that'll be fun. Let's start this over and see what we can do. I'm not going to save it. It was okay. Not like, write home about every day, but let's do it again. We'll do 7 rounds as always, and we'll do it quick. So we're going to go through. Now, again, I don't like the trade up. Say everybody goes super fast, right? Like I could trade up to 25 and still not get those tackles. So let's see what happens this time and not do a trade until we're offered. I'm just going to start it off and see what we get. Chief Cannon, I appreciate that. I'm glad you liked it. I am really pumped for this draft as well, you guys. I always get pretty pumped, so it's a pretty good thing for me. And we see here Alex Leatherwood as a first-round guy. Shocked by that. Niners want us. Oh, my Lord. We're going to have to counter that with something. Niners want us to go back to 43 and want to give us 1, 2, 3 picks. Oh, but they want a 4th in return as well. Okay. Yeah, I'm not really into that, Niners. Can't give me that, but you can give me that. And did you offer something in the future? No, you didn't. Okay, good. Because I don't want to do that. I don't really want to go back to all the way to 43. I got to tell you guys, and it looks like that's going to be, but we'd get an extra 100. And that's the thing. That's what we've been talking about, right? I'm sure I can make them take something lower as well. Like that. And maybe I can even get that out of him. I can even get that out of him. So in this scenario, we would move from 31 to 43. We would gain 102. We're currently picking at 94. And then we would swap 207 for 196 and get a little bit ahead there as well. What do you guys think of that? Mac Jones to the Bears, Jake said. How does the draft work? What time does the draft start? I believe the draft begins at 8:30 Eastern. I'll have to check that. I will double check that, and I'll put something out as a. If you guys don't pay attention to the community tab on YouTube, start checking that because I'll put a post as to what time we're going to start. I will try to get this fixed with YouTube so everybody gets notifications again. I'll definitely get that ahead of time. My goal is to basically start when the draft starts. The first pick always takes a while, or usually takes a while, although I think this one, it's pretty much a done deal. So we're not going to burn an hour beforehand or anything like that. We're going to hit the ground running. We're going to talk about all the selections and what it means. And quite frankly, I'm really eager to see what pushes players down for the Chiefs. Doug, thank you for the super chat again. Always showing props. I appreciate that. I hope you guys like the draft guide. A bunch of you have been buying, and I very much appreciate that. If you haven't seen it yet, it's over at rogueapc.com. That's ROGUEAPC.com. And if you use the code MatrixRGR, you get a good chunk of it. You get over 23% off of the Matrix, and the draft guide, you get, what is that? It comes out to 18% off. So good chunks. And it's all my metrics and it's all my athleticism rankings. And that's my bread and butter. For those of you who don't know, I'm a former strength and conditioning coach. I'm an exercise physiologist. I do research into how the body works and how these things all relate. And this is all my start. Aaron said, yes, the draft starts at 7 p.m. I assume he means Central. And Jake said that too. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So that would be 8 Eastern. Okay, so I was completely off. So 6 my time, 7 Arrowhead time. Thank you, Jake. And you didn't have to put it in a super chat, dude, but thank you. Okay, so once again, how do you guys feel about this right here? Moving back all the way to 43. It's a little bit steep. I'm going to leave it up as we take a look at who's on the board because that's important. So what we saw, Slater went at 10. Looks like Sewell went 7. Darrisaw at 13. Jenkins right behind him at 14. So I was right. Had we tried to recreate that draft and come up to 18 or 20, we would not have gotten either of the tackles that I think are worth trading for. Zaven goes 19. That's a little bit high. I'm interested to see if that actually happens. Alex Leatherwood sneaks into the first round. I know Gooch is really happy with that, but I don't know if that actually is a real world scenario. Aziz Ojolari went. Barmar actually went. Morig. Koromoa went. Then Elijah Moore. I think Elijah Moore is a guy the Chiefs might like too. I don't know if he actually goes in the first round. I think he might be top of the second, but he is another guy that the Chiefs might actually enjoy. He doesn't fit the X necessarily, but I think you can get it done. Kwity Paye goes here really late too. I think the edge class is losing some steam in a lot of eyes, or honestly in the media's eyes, as they get caught up to what the teams think. I don't think even Ojolari and Kwity Paye are like edge rushers that the NFL sees as dominant that they have to go get early. So that is a problem for them. I like Joe Tryon. I don't like him at 26. I like Jamin Davis. I don't think you have to be at 32 to get him. We are really light on the tackles. Did Cosme go as well? Did I miss that? Jenkins, Darrisaw, Slater. So, oh no, Cosme's here. So we do have Cosme. We do have Eichenberg available. I'm still surprised that Alex Leatherwood went off the board. I think trading back to 43 still allows us to take a tackle if that's what we want to do. And we pick up a top 100. I think we're going to do that. A couple of super chats here. Let me get these. Dylan, thank you very much. Jets fan. You guys got a stud of a team. In my opinion, you guys should focus on getting the best O-tackle interior offensive line available. Don't worry about weapons till the third. That's a fair point, Alex. That's kind of how I feel too. Like if there's a guy that they have graded, I think it has to be on the line. If it isn't, and they can't get out of it, then they might have to go a weapon. But it is what it is. Thanks for the super chat, bud. Appreciate it. Especially from a Jets fan. We don't get many of you guys around here. Welcome. And check out the live stream. I'll be talking about your team too. That'll be Thursday night. Holly, thank you very much. As always, does the draft guide contain the same information as the athletic matrix? It contains some of it. It doesn't break the matrix all the way back down. I would say if you're just going to get one, just get the matrix. Just get the draft guide. Because it does have my overall rankings and the generalities. It just doesn't have like all the individual athletic traits that are in the matrix. So it's a little bit more of an overview there because I'm putting it with all the production data too. So there are a couple of little things in there, but I don't think at this point it's worth quibbling about. I'd do the draft guide because it's a lot more information. Thank you, Jeff Porter. Jeff Porter, you guys saw this morning. Jeff got a new way to produce video, so he's going to start doing some of those. You heard his voiceovers back in the season, so that's great. And Jeff does a ton of the stat work for us, so I really appreciate his efforts. Give him a hand if you would. Thank you, Jeff. Let's see. There's another super chat. Tone, thank you very much for yours. And hey, Chiefs fan in Philly, I hope you're down there. I could use a raise if anybody has a way for it. I don't know if they freeze dry or what, but yeah, I could use that. Thank you, Holly. And okay, more Philadelphia Chiefs fans. I love that. Okay, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to take that trade because I think there's a way to get a tackle still in the second tier that I think works. So I think the Niners are going to go for it. They seem pretty apt to pull the trigger lately. Oh, and then they say no. I'm going to send that again. And you see me do this before, and it's the truth in the league too. Sometimes it takes a couple of phone calls, right? So I just called them again, and they went for it this time. So let's see who they take. They wanted Joe Tryon. I don't think that's the greatest fit for the Niners, but I can see how they want to get some firepower there. Now, I'm not willing to move back any farther to 58. Chiefs need a top 50 player, so I think we have to make a selection here. And let's see what happened. Sam Cosme went 33, and Eichenberg went 39. I was wrong. We dropped out too far, and now we're in trouble. So we're going to take the best guys that we can get to get into this offense, and it's going to be likely Creed Humphrey right here. Now, there are some edge rushers as well, but oh, Greg Russo. Greg Russo's falling down boards, you guys, and I think the Chiefs might actually like him because he does what Spags likes. He can play the edge, and he can play the three, and I think you can move him all around. He's not a dominant edge player, I don't think, not in the league right now, because I think his legs are a little thin. I think he needs to develop a little bit more power, but I think he's a nice chess piece. And I think they might actually really like him. He's going to be, I think, for the Chiefs, a little higher on my board than for most. You guys will see that on Monday. Walker Little versus Brady Christensen. Who you got? Christensen all day long. Because I don't trust that Walker Little is going to have a long career. I don't know that he plays out his rookie contract. I am very concerned that after post a year and a half of recovery from his knee, that his athletic testing was still pretty average at best. And I find that concerning. So that's just my thought. So let's see here. So we're on the clock at 43. I think it's very clear to me, you guys tell me if I'm wrong, that Creed Humphrey is the pick here to get something up front that really helps them. Nothing against Austin Blythe, but I think this is a guy that can be upgraded. You guys tell me if I'm wrong or I'm going to take him. Thank you, Aaron. I can't put him up tonight. There's something wrong with the streaming app. So let us know how you can become an all-pro. Okay, all-pro members are one of the higher tiers of the memberships. Anybody can get in here and have fun in the drafts and just be a draft pick. It's really cheap, and you get the highlighted icons. You get to throw the emojis that I built and all that kind of stuff. As you go up the tiers, you get special videos that are only for members. You get special streams that are over for members. And then you get to the All Pros, you get to do the Zooms with us. The All Pros are a smaller group. It's a lot more one-on-one, and we have a lot deeper discussions. It's one of my favorite things about the channel because we get to really dig in. And then if you get to the Gooch level, you get one-on-ones. So that's the way that works. So there, I hope I covered it, Aaron. Creed and a Heartbeat said Cole. Creed said Douglas as well. Okay, so I think we're all pretty much the same. All right, so we're going to take Creed Humphrey and lock down the middle of that line that now should look like Joe Tooney, Creed Humphrey, and Kyle Long. I'm pretty happy with that. You still have issues on the edge, but it is what it is. Now, let's see. The Rams are looking to acquire a fourth by moving down twice with us. I'll counter it, possibly. I wouldn't mind moving up just a little bit right here from 63 to 57. So up, they want us to go up from 63 to 57, from 94 to 88. I'm good with that. We can give up a fourth and be pretty comfortable with it because we picked up this extra third, and I'm really happy with that. Now, that said, I would rather keep 36 than 44. And I would rather get that and give up that or that. So I'll give you a 6 for a third. Let's see if they'll pull it off. I can't believe this will happen, but you know, if we're going to do the compression draft, we got it. So we're now going to pick at 57. And so let's just look at this. I'm not doing another trade. I just want to show you guys what this came out as. So now we have 57. We have 88, 102, and 103, and then 136 and 175. That's great. Okay, I really like that. Let's see if the Jags will give something up as well. You guys want to go back and try to pick up 106? No, that's too much. We have 4 picks right here, and I think we're doing good. We're going to end up with 5 picks in the top 103. I think that's a great way to do this. Did I miss anything here? Nope, I got that one too. Got that one. Carlos Basham is a good player. I like him. I don't know if he went yet. That might even be an option right here. Let's take a look at that. We'll hide that out. Let's see. ATN is not a guy. I'm not looking for a running back. I like Amari Rodgers, not here where we got to get some things done. I really like Osai at 57. I think that's pretty good value. And I think he's nearly as athletic. I'd have to check the scores again. He's really athletic, though. I mean, he's not Owe, but he's really athletic. He's as athletic as Ojulari is, I'll tell you that. And I think he's got more upside. There's Diami Brown. Let's see. We don't have a pick until what? Our next pick is going to be 88. So almost an entire round. I'm guessing Diami Brown is probably going to be gone. So it comes down to, do you guys want Diami Brown as bad as Dan does? Do you want Jabril Cox, who I think this is a good spot for him? Do you want Tommy Tremble or Osai? I think the best player of the group is Osai. But you guys tell me what you want in the chat. Aaron, of course, wants to know how we can get Tommy Tremble that way. This is the only way, I'm pretty sure. Hot and Spicy said Diami. What else you guys got? Cole, I really don't think Tooney's going to play left tackle. I could be wrong, but I really don't think that's happening. Diami or Cox? Okay, you guys are with it. No tight end. Got another vote for Cox. Osai, Cox, Diami, Osai. All right. The hands have it. We're going to go Osai and put somebody across from Frank. I think that's smart, and I think that he has long arm ability. I think he has a lot of ability to get that done. Let's see. The Cowboys want us to come up and give them a fifth. Maybe I could see that. See what else it's going to take. I'll do that for a fifth, but I want your fourth. I'll flip you. I'll flip you for real. No, maybe I can't do that. Maybe that's too big a jump. Maybe that's just what it is. Maybe if I do that, I could live with that. Especially if I can give him 181 and be done. Okay, so we're going to move up slightly. Still keeping our top 100s. I like the way this is going so far. Oh, but the Cowboys denied it. But, we'll make another phone call. Claude Thompson, glad you're here. Thanks for that. I think I need to talk to you about social media still. It's been a long time. I know I need to get back to you. I said post-draft. Post-draft is the earliest it'll be, but remind me. And thank you, Claude. Okay, so we got that done. We're on the clock at 75 now. Again, not trading here, just showing us what picks we have. We now have 75, 99 and 102, and then 136 and 175, the Chiefs' original picks. So I like that. What have we done? Let's review. No, not that. This. We have Osai, and we have Humphrey. Okay. So on the board, that tells us, is the third-tier tackles all gone? Let's have a look real quick. Spencer Brown is still out there at 86. I like that. Tylen Wallace, Amon-Ra St. Brown are out here. Milton Williams is a nice player. I think 68 is probably a little bit too high for him, but I do like him. Diami went. That's okay. Jackson Carman went second round. That's about where I have him as well. Tommy went top of 2, Aaron. We'll keep that in mind. Javonte Williams, Nico Collins went top of 2. Paulson went. Jabril fell into the 70s. That's actually a lot farther than I thought he would, but it definitely could happen. Let's see. Who else is in here? You guys said Stone Forsythe. I think he's gone. Let's double check. Oh, no, he's not. So it comes down to Spencer or Stone. If you guys have an opinion on that, we're going to go tackle here. That's what we're going to make the executive decision and make sure that in the top 100, we get a tackle that we feel has room to grow. So tell me what you think. Spencer Brown or Stone Forsythe? Okay, cool. I'm with you, Cole. Now I get it. That was a typo. Let's see. St. Brown or where's Nico Collins? Nico Collins is still on the board, but I think we got to go get the tackle now, because if we don't do it now, by the time we get to 100, everybody worth developing is going to be gone. Okay, we have Spencer. We have Stone. Spencer, Stone. Dang. Stone, Spencer, Stone. Man, we are right down the middle, you guys. We got to make a decision here. Stone, Spencer. All right, let's go upside because I think, oh man, no, I should flip a coin. Do I have a coin to flip? That's a good point. You know what, Aaron Morrow, you're going to make this pick. Who do you want? Oh, Aaron already said Stone. Okay, so we're going to go for Stone. See, it's a group effort around here. Thanks, Aaron. Okay, let's see. Oh, that's them trying to get out. I don't need to get out, thanks. I'm not here to help you there, Cleveland. They ended up taking Roche. Jordan Smith goes. Ellerson Smith goes. I don't want to go back. Thank you very much. I don't need a 7th round pick, Dallas. Thank you very much. Okay, so I'm glad we went edge earlier because here's the run of what I think is the third tier guys that you have some investment time in, and that's in Smith, and Roche. They all went. So I think we did that pretty well. Generis went right after us too. I still think that's a little bit high on him. I would take Roche over him. Divine Diablo breaks the top 100. Good for Divine. I like his game. And now we are back. And again, we can take Walker Little probably later if we want to, if you guys really like his upside. And if he were to get back to full health, he definitely has some upside. Josh O'Neill, thanks for the super chat. Does Casey grab a player that is raw but has upside? That's what we're talking about, especially this point in the draft. I think that is a possibility. They got to get their main things figured out. They got to have 5 offensive linemen that can do what they have to do to protect Pat and not let the Super Bowl happen again. Let's see. Josh Myers, an interior guy. I think they have that covered, so I don't think this is really a pick that they would go for. I think they want an impact player of some kind. I think they want somebody on the outside. Not a big fan of Hamza or Tyree. Trey Sermon is here, but again, a running back after you took one in the first round last year, I don't see that happening. Who else do we have out here? Andre Cisco. Trill Williams is his teammate. I would take Cisco over him in a heartbeat. Robert Rochelle is a developmental player that I really like. We can take another player here in a couple of minutes, so we're okay. I like Israel Mukwamu. I think he can play some zone corner. I think he can play safety really well. I do like him there. What haven't we done? We haven't addressed DBs or linebacker or wide receiver. Again, I think we have value wide receivers in this draft, so I'm not concerned if we wait till the end for that. Derrick Barnes, Monty Rice, and Dylan Moses are out there. Yeah, that's it. Those are the 3. And Barnes is, what is he? He came in like 5'11" something, didn't he? 6'0" and a half. I think that's being generous. I'll have to check his official. Douglas Walker, no fly, Landon, no fly. Do you get healthier in the NFL? No, you do not get healthier in the NFL. That's a very, very good point. That's why you guys are going to be surprised. I have Landon Dickerson as a 3rd round pick on my board. That's where he's stacked right now. And I'll be finishing my stack this weekend. So Holly said, I've heard mixed things about Walker Little. Do you know how close he is to being healthy? I don't think anybody really knows. I've heard different opinions as well. He didn't perform well at his pro day, though. I will tell you that. And he had 16, 18 months to get ready for it. So I'm not confident that he's going to be somebody that goes overboard. So I think what we need to do, given that we have back-to-back picks here, and let's double check one more time because we've done so many trades I forgot. We have these 2 here, and then we have 136, and then the last one in the 5th. So I think we can take best available, and I think overall, in terms of impacting the game, I think there's a couple of guys here that we should consider. I think Andre Cisco is the top of them. And I think Rochelle is the other one here at 99 that we can consider. Do you guys want the corner that comes from a very small school but is uber athlete and very productive? Or do you want the productive Andre Cisco who plays at a bigger program but kind of settled in and isn't as consistent? Thank you, Natalie. Nice to see you. Appreciate the super chat. Spicy says, let's take Marcus Peters 2.0. Is that who you're saying is Cisco? That's interesting. Cisco and then corner. Rochelle. Cisco has crazy ceiling. You're right. Let's go Cisco. I do think he is the better player of the 2 right now. And I do think he's somebody that can beat out our money Watts. So we come back, and Aleem McNeil went. So did Kellen Mond. So we're still in the same position. We can take Rochelle. We could take Mukwama. Here's Derrick Barnes and Monty Rice and Dylan Moses territory. Now we do have, what do we have? 136, is it? So we can roll the dice if you guys want. Or I can try to trade back right now. Excuse me. Let's try. Dallas has been trying to trade with us forever. Let's see what Dallas is willing to give us. So I'll give you our 102. I want your 103, but I also need, I need to move up. Nope, they ain't going to go for that. They are really, really close to us. So I'll move back with the Jets then. So 102 for 107. Oh, but they don't have another one to give. So they're out. Which takes me to Hotlanta. I want your 108, and you only have a 145. Okay, that's not helping me, people. These teams have expended themselves. 133 doesn't really help us, does it? It's only 3 spots. Let's look at Washington. No, I mean, I could do that. And I'll move back from there. No, they're not going to do that. No, I don't think that's worth it either. Okay, so we're stuck. So at this point, do you guys want the corner? Or do you want the linebacker? I think the linebacker is more important, but they're not as highly graded. I just don't know that we can roll the dice and wait for one of those 3 to be there at 136 unless you guys want to do that. Okay, am I taking too long? Sorry there. All right, then I'm going to make the decisions. We'll go executive decision, and we're going to let it roll, and we'll see what happens when we get down there. We'll take Rochelle because he has upside, and we'll see if those linebackers fit. Where'd he go? He's right there. Okay. Now let's hope that one of those 3 linebackers makes it. I don't really think that there's a big difference. I think they all have some upside. And I think if we land any of them, we're going to be okay. And right now, they're all staying on that board. So I'm pretty happy as this progresses right now, but it doesn't take many to take them out from under us. And boom, we got our chance. We took our chance. Oh, by the way, I like Osa a lot. And so now it comes down to thoughts. Barnes, undersized. Did pretty well at the Senior Bowl, though. I think he made himself some money there. Dylan Moses has some injury issues. He and Monty Rice are about the same athletically. I think Rice is better in coverage. Moses is a little bit better against the run. I would take Rice here. He'll be higher on my board overall. What do you guys think? Talk to me. Moses, not too many. I'll be on day 3. Okay, Moses again. You guys all seem to like Moses. Okay. All right, we'll go with Moses because you guys like him, and I know Gochu will be happy. So we pick another Crimson Tide player. And now Dylan Moses will be in the middle looking at what he can do to contribute. Monty Rice is still on the board. He just went. Wow, that was pretty funny. I like Monty a little bit better than Moses. And we're coming down here to our next pick at 175. Caden Stearns is still here. We did pick up Cisco, so we have we spread it out. We went O-line. Now it's time to get the specialists. It's time to go wide receivers. And here at 175, and let's see if we have more options than we did last time. Very, very similar, actually. Josh Palmer, I think, finally has been boosted up this board. I would take him. I like his game. He can play the X better. What is he, 6'02", 6'1"? They listed him at. I thought he was 6'2", but he can play the X. So I think in the Chiefs situation, you could go for him over Schwartz and see if we can get Schwartz with the next pick, which is what, 188? No. Oh, it's way down there, isn't it? Oh, I lied. We moved it. So this is our last pick. So let me know. Do you guys want the speed of Schwartz or do you want Palmer? And Aaron's good with Cade. Okay, I'm glad you think like me. I would do that as well. Dijon wants Schwartz. Cody wants Schwartz. Arthur likes Palmer. I agree. I think Palmer could be very good. Josh gets second round buzz. He does. Palmer, Schwartz. Okay, it's between those two, definitely. We've taken Schwartz a lot, so let's take Palmer and call it a day. I like that. And Palmer made some plays. Got behind Sertan. I think he had a couple plays against JC Horn as well. I like that. So we did something a little bit different. And I like that as well. Let me show Doug's thing here. I'm not sure why that went out. Thank you, Doug. I appreciate you mentioning that. Let's hit the like button, folks. That'll help us get more exposure for next week's Thursday night show, which will be the live stream for the draft. I'm really looking forward to it. I hope you are as well. Get the draft guide. Get the matrix if you want that as well. RogueAPC.com. That's where my draft board will be. If you want to do a draft board, I have one up there right now that's blank. So you can download it, print it out if you want, put it on your computer, and just do it that way, however you want. You can build your own. And if you would like to, you can follow along, write them in and all that kind of stuff. That's on Rogue APC right now. I believe there's a link on here. If not, I'll put it in the show notes so you can go grab that if you guys want to do your own, and I'll retweet it as well. And that's where my board will be downloadable from on Monday night. Might do a write-up on it for Derrick, for Matt Derrick at Chiefs Digest as well. So stay tuned for that. Let's see. Let's review real quick. We got Creed because we traded back. We traded back up to get Joe Osai. So got two things done there. Ended up with Stone Forsythe in the third as your tackle developer. I like that. Came back with Cisco and Rochelle there right at the 100. Ended up with 5 in the top 102. That's a pretty nice haul. And I think it gives you, again, young, long, experienced, ball hawking type guys in the secondary that can grow up as the secondary gets a little bit older. Gavin asked, who do you like more, Monty or about Monty to take him over Moses? I think he moves backward better. And it's kind of that discussion about Hitch, right? Like, he's not the greatest coming downhill, but they like the way that he plays backward. He gets into coverage. And I think that that's a little bit, it's not what I would do, but it's a takeoff on what they would do. Cole, how about a quick mock as a one round where you mock the whole first round the way you think it'll pan out? I might be able to do that. I have a lot of content stacked for you guys and talking to a lot of guys who are experts at their positions. So if I can get that in, Cole, I will try to do that. If not, I will just have to circle back to it. But I have a lot of good stuff coming for you. Dane Brugler, Seth Kaiser. I have a couple other things in the works. We'll see if we get that. But, man, we are going to get things done. I will tell you that, and I'm looking forward to it. So thank you for all your support tonight. Mock draft lives are done. I will try to put out another one for you, Cole, if I can get that done just as a one-off. We'll have some small videos in the mornings for guys that we really like next week, and then we'll have all this content for you. So check out Rogue APC. You can always just check in there, and I'll have stuff on there. Listen to the podcast. Check this out. Members, you'll have a special video next Tuesday. And then post-draft, we'll get back into the live streams. And I think what I'll probably do, too, is I'll probably pick some random members who aren't all pros to include in the Zoom meetings and just kind of bring them up and bring them in for a little bit so we can all have some fun. I hope you guys are pumped. Danilo's got a video for you tomorrow. I hope that you have a great weekend. I'm going to be stacking players all weekend, and I'll have the board ready for Monday. So thanks for this. Thanks for everything tonight. Every super chatter, very much appreciated. You guys have a great weekend, and I'll catch up with you then. Draft is almost here. I'm pretty pumped. Thanks for watching this one. I'll see you next time.